Congratulations on the NBA record, Angel. Tell me about you guys. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about. She knows.
No, I don't, because I be setting NBA records too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right. So tell me a bit of.
Angel Reese has made the damn news again. And I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese had figured out a way to epically troll the WNBA and all of her haters. And I have to say, she's genius for it. She is. She know everybody don't like her. And she say little things to make sure she try to stay relevant, because we know it's slowly diminished, and Angel Reese will realize, damn, my hype's going down. Let me do some foolish stuff or say something stupid.
Y'all said it's the player of the year, so I want all the smoke. All the smoke. So
who's the best player in the country?
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And
I be setting NBA records too. I don't know what you talking about. Oh my God, Angel. Look at Angel. Angel's got locked up by Cameron Brink, then fell on the floor and started crying, bro. Look, this.
She just destroyed her own record-breaking night with one wild comment. Angel Reese had the entire basketball world's attention for a single, genuinely legendary performance on the court, pulling down an insane 26 rebounds, a new WNBA record, by the way. This was her moment, a chance to own the spotlight, to let her undeniable talent speak for itself. But instead of letting that incredible achievement breathe, instead of letting the numbers tell the story, she immediately pivoted, turning the conversation into a headline about the NBA, a league she has never, not for one single second, played in. That's not an exaggeration. It's exactly what came out of her mouth on a live post-game broadcast. And by the next morning, social media had completely forgotten her actual stats, only talking about the unbelievable soundbite that overshadowed everything.
The Hamby, but threw it away. First turnover for the Sparks. Reese answered. Offensive rebound, and Reese is going to pick up an offensive foul.
The matriarch of Me-Bounds was very angry last night, and who can blame her? It was another unbelievably bad performance from Angel Reese. Where are all those lonely men who were bombarding me last week on Twitter? Where are all those desperate wankers who were trying to convince me that Angel Reese descended from the heavens? Hey, asshole, did you see Angel Reese tonight? Wowzer! She's the best player in the league! My queen is better than you!
/in, /in.
Angel Reese, a new WNBA record for rebounds in a game. 26 rebounds in a game. Glad that's over. We sure spent a lot of time on that, didn't we? Let's get into the highlights, shall we? The Angel Reese highlights, that is. Again, I just said she had 26 rebounds. What more do you want me to do? Good job. Angel Reese went off tonight. 11 points, 4 for 4 from the field, 3 turnovers, almost as many turnovers as field goals made. Got blocked by Cam Brink 5 times. Again, 26 rebounds.
Now listen to this part, because the timing of this comment could not have been more revealing. This wasn't some off-the-cuff remark floating in a vacuum. It happened during a period where Caitlin Clark has absolutely dominated the WNBA conversation, sucking all the oxygen out of the room. Every viral highlight reel, every unprecedented ratings report, every single sold-out road arena on the schedule has Clark's name front and center. Reese is, without a doubt, a good player having a statistically strong season, but she hasn't been the undisputed center of the basketball world's attention in months. So when a golden opportunity landed directly in her lap, a legitimate, record-shattering performance that should asterisk have kept the spotlight firmly on her for at least a day or two, she found a way to make sure people were still talking about her, just maybe not for the reason she truly wanted, or for the historic accomplishment she actually achieved.
Congratulations on the NBA record, Angel. Tell me about you guys. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about. She knows.
No, I don't, because I be setting NBA records too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
/in, /in.
Reese just said that she sets NBA records, and it's not as crazy as it might sound. In her game yesterday, she broke the WNBA record for rebounds in a game with 26. While she had a bad shooting night, she nearly out-rebounded the Sparks by herself, grabbing 18 defensive and 8 offensive rebounds. So far in her career, she's actually in the upper echelon for many NBA and WNBA records. For example, she is second all-time in most double-doubles in the first 75 games in a career in the NBA or WNBA. In rebounds per 36 minutes, Angel Reese is third all-time NBA and WNBA behind Wilt and Bill Russell. Of course, her me-bounds technically help that number, but you don't become an all-time rebounder just off of offensive rebounds. In Reese's career, she averages 7.9 defensive rebounds per game. And that 7.9 number would put her in the top 20 in NBA history, comparable to guys like Tim Duncan and Larry Bird. And even if these records are mainly rebound related, rebounds are still one of the most important parts of basketball. When you look at the stats, Angel Reese is one of the best rebounders in basketball history. So as crazy as this quote might sound, it's not actually far from the truth.
Let's give credit where credit is absolutely, genuinely due first, because this part is not up for debate and nobody should be trying to take it away from her. Reese hauled in an absolutely staggering 26 rebounds that night against the Sparks, completely obliterating Shamika Kristen's single-game record of 24, a mark that had stood proudly since 2003. But wait, it gets better. She also blew past Aja Wilson's single-season rebounding record, pushing her total to an astounding 458 boards for the year with games still left to play in the regular season. This is a real, legitimate record-setting performance that places her name firmly in the WNBA history books. And anyone serious about basketball knows you simply cannot argue with those numbers. Rebounding has consistently been the one part of her game that even her harshest critics simply cannot deny. Night after night, season after season. So this should have been a moment of pure celebration.
Reese moves inside on Brink, blocked by Brink. Reese got it back, turns, blocked again.
Travel. God, Angel Reese went from Atlanta to LA with the amount of traveling she just did. Holy smokes. And it wouldn't be an Angel Reese highlight if she's not falling on the floor, right? If she's not falling on the floor, it just wouldn't be right if she's not falling on the floor.
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Reese was shut down by that player. Blocked 5 times by Cameron Brink. If the WNBA was covered as honestly as other sports, real sports, if the WNBA was scrutinized like the NFL, the NBA, we would be talking about Cameron Brink as one of the biggest busts in the draft. 2 years ago, she was the 2nd overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. It was Caitlin Clark, then Cameron Brink. I don't think I need to explain who's had the better career. So far, Cam Brink has been a major disappointment, but last night was the highlight of her career. She completely dominated Angel Reese.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. A reporter, clearly trying to give Reese a well-deserved moment, brought up the NBA in a lighthearted way, almost a playful compliment, comparing her incredible rebounding pace to some historical NBA numbers. Most athletes in that situation would just laugh it off, or humbly redirect the focus back to their own team, their own league, or their actual record. Instead, Reese leaned directly into the microphone, looked straight into the camera, and said it herself out loud for everyone in the room and across the internet to hear. "No, I don't, because I'd be setting NBA records too." Let that sink in for a second. She claimed she is setting NBA records in the WNBA while playing exclusively in the WNBA. The entire room reacted immediately, and as you can imagine, the internet absolutely exploded, because you simply cannot say something like that and expect it to just quietly disappear into the post-game notes.
I started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that, because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to...
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Best player in the country.
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
Okay. Who's the second best player in the country?
Shit. Either Caitlin Clark or Leah Boston.
That's fair.
Top three. I feel like we the top 3 players.
And that's the thing I love. You spoke on that. You respect the hell out of Caitlin's
hell
game.
Yeah, I respect them. Yeah, for sure. Me and Caitlin been playing against each other since high school. We've been going at it. So it's no hard blood between me and her. She's a great competitor. She's a great player. We knew going into the game, she was going to score her 30. We knew that.
Yeah, facts.
It was about the other factors that we needed to make sure they wasn't getting theirs. So we knew it going to.
Because here is the fundamental problem with that statement, and it's actually not complicated at all. The NBA and the WNBA are 2 entirely separate leagues, with completely separate record books, distinct histories, and generations of players who have spent decades building those numbers. We're talking about legends like Dennis Rodman, who averaged over 18 rebounds a game in some seasons, routinely guarding some of the tallest, strongest, most athletic men on the planet, night after night, across an 82-game physical grind. Or Wilt Chamberlain, who once pulled down an unbelievable 55 rebounds in a single game. Those are NBA records. Resetting a WNBA single game and single season rebounding record is incredibly impressive on its own terms, a genuine milestone that absolutely did not need the NBA comparison attached to it to matter. Adding it in only served to make her groundbreaking achievement look smaller, not bigger. Because now, instead of fans, media, and analysts talking about her actual incredible accomplishment, everyone is focused on the baffling, unnecessary comment tacked onto the end of it, completely overshadowing her historic night.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting
question.
Yeah, we'll move on.
/in, /in.
Caitlin Clark has more career games with 30 points and 10 assists than all of the WNBA in the history of the league? Did you hear what I just said? I didn't say she had more 30-point, 10 assist games than Candace Parker or than Diana Taurasi or than Cynthia Cooper. The entire history of the league combined. And this is only her 3rd season, and she's done it already. And she missed a lot of her last season with an injury. Caitlin Clark is the MVP, period. Not only is she the MVP, she's one of the best women's players we have ever seen. Yes, I said it. I'll say it on First Take. I'll say it on Pat McAfee. I'll say it on Nightcap with Shannon and Ocho. I'll say it on Dan Patrick. I'll say it on Colin Cowherd. And I've been watching women's basketball for a while. I was watching Teresa Witherspoon and Cynthia Cooper. Caitlin Clark is one of the best women's players we have ever seen. Period.
And get this is where things get even more awkward, because that same exact game gave the internet a completely different storyline about Reese, one that had absolutely nothing to do with records and everything to do with her offense, simply not showing up. Picture this. In the first quarter, Reese drove hard into the paint, trying to finish what looked like an easy, routine layup near the rim. But Cameron Brink, a player who is not exactly known as an offensive juggernaut herself, stayed perfectly in front of her, displayed incredible discipline, and blocked the shot clean. Reese, clearly frustrated, came right back at her on the very next possession, driving hard again, and Brink shut that one down too, without even needing to leave her feet the second time. 2 clean denials back-to-back against a player who, just moments later, was in the middle of announcing herself as an NBA-caliber rebounder in real time. The contrast, the sheer irony, was brutal and immediately noticed by everyone watching.
NBA is dealing with a lot of controversy. There is a singular reason that the league is now in a much better spot financially. And that reason is Caitlin Clark. She is Steph Curry, but with kind of a Michael Jordan mindset. All business, all basketball, has no opinion or comment on the controversies. So with all this drama and nonsense around her, Caitlin Clark, #1 in assists, #3 in scoring, best offense in league history. She's not driving the controversy. Like Michael Jordan, she's all business. If she wins the title.
/in, /in.
I was here. Congrats on your record performance. What's up, girlie? You know, for me, just being a rebounder, you know, so much of rebounding is positioning and anticipation. For yourself, what do you see when the ball goes up? What is it for you?
Anything that goes up is mine. Like, you just gotta have that mindset, you know? Even when I watch you and I play against you, I mean, you go up there and you're so aggressive and you're consistent every single night, and that makes you one of the greatest players in this league, and I want to be one of those when I walk away from the game. So just being able to have players like yourself and just being able to see you guys and be consistent every night is something I'm looking forward to doing.
As you can imagine, fans online did not let that moment slide quietly either. Clips of Brink locking her up spread across social media almost as fast as the controversial NBA comment did, and the jokes practically wrote themselves. One fan posted that Reese got locked up by Cameron Brink, then fell to the floor, and the replies piled on from there with brutal honesty. Another pointed out with disbelief that Brink didn't even have to jump to block Angel Reese, calling the sequence flat out sad to watch. Somebody else zeroed in on the elbows Reese frequently throws every time she drives, sarcastically saying she falls on basically every single attempt and gets away with it because of how physical her reputation already is. But one comment cut the deepest of all, bluntly stating Reese has zero offense, and that it's really sad how she continues to be celebrated for absolutely nothing at all. That is a brutal, stomach-punching thing to read about a 3-time All-Star, but it tells you exactly how the two halves of that night landed with fans. The incredible rebounding record on one side, and a genuinely rough, highly scrutinized offensive sequence on the other.
This is narcissist. This worse. Yes, somebody said, such a media charity case. The media has to prop her up because there isn't much else to make noise about. Of the top 10 rebounders in the league, she leads in turnovers. She is the worst shooter percentage-wise in the group. She is above average height. She can collect rebounds, but she doesn't lead the defensive rebound category. You see that part right there? She doesn't lead the defensive rebound category. Yes, because Angel Reese get a lot of offensive rebounds. I told y'all, she is a strategic player. She misses those damn layups to get her on.
/in. But wait, it gets worse. Because none of this would sting nearly as much if it were the first time Reese put her foot in her mouth with a bold, self-inflated claim. But it is not. Let's rewind back to her rookie season in 2024, when Caitlin Clark was absolutely breaking attendance records, selling out arenas across the entire country, and single-handedly moving television ratings numbers that the league had literally never seen before in its entire history. In the middle of all that unprecedented hype and seismic shift, Reese decided to make it abundantly clear that she believed it was not just one person who changed the game of women's basketball. "It's because of me too," she boldly declared out loud, about a rookie season where she was clearly riding a massive, undeniable wave that someone else had generated almost entirely on her own. Historians, she confidently claimed, would look back at 2024 and prove her right. And this pattern of audacious self-declaration actually goes back even further than her rookie year. /in. This pattern, this need to make grand statements, continued during her time at LSU, where Reese was more than comfortable publicly calling herself the best player in the country, out loud, on camera, without much hesitation. That is a massive, attention-grabbing claim in a sport absolutely overflowing with generational college talents, and it raised more than a few eyebrows even back then. But here's the part that makes it genuinely hard to defend or even rationalize. Some of those incredibly bold declarations came right around stretches where her own performances against real, top-tier competition, including direct matchups against elite players like Cameron Brink back when Brink was still dominating at Stanford, were not exactly dominant showings that consistently backed up the lofty label she was giving herself. Saying you are the best player in the country is one thing if the tape supports it every single night with overwhelming evidence. Saying it while actively getting challenged, and sometimes outplayed in real time by the very players you are supposedly better than is a much, much tougher sell to anyone watching closely. /in. Fast forward to 2025, and reporters finally circled back, as they always do, to ask Reese if she still believed what she had so confidently said a year prior about single-handedly growing the WNBA. Her response, or lack thereof, said almost as much as the original controversial comment did. She cut the reporter off mid-sentence before they could even finish the question and curtly declared, "Next question," refusing to engage with it at all. Look, if you truly believe something, if you stand behind a statement with genuine conviction, you usually don't run from the follow-up. Dodging the question entirely, refusing to even discuss it, tells you she knew exactly how that original, self-inflated statement had aged in the public eye, and she clearly did not want to relitigate it on camera a second time. A stark contrast to how other stars handle pressure. /in, /in. Now listen to this part, and compare all of that noise, all of that defensiveness, to how Caitlin Clark has handled her own unprecedented, record-breaking run this entire season. After a commanding win over Reese's own Atlanta Dream team back in June, Clark was asked directly about the constant chatter, the relentless narrative, and the endless comparisons swirling around her. And her response was almost the exact opposite of everything Reese has said or done over the last 2 years. "I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, but hopefully it makes a lot of people just be quiet," Clark said with a calm, assured demeanor. "I know there's always going to be conversation, and I totally respect that, and I always understand that, but the sky is not falling. No wild claims about breaking records in a different sport. No audacious declarations about single-handedly saving a league. Just a quiet, confident resolve that lets the box score speak for itself, game after game, while everyone else argues about her on television and social media. And here's the kicker. This isn't even the first time Reese has been tangled up in an NBA comparison conversation either. Back in 2025, fans online started jokingly comparing her game to LeBron James, and Reese herself laughed along with it at the time. There is a huge difference, though, between playfully going along with a fan-made, lighthearted comparison and standing at a post-game podium yourself, unprompted, claiming you are personally setting records in a league you have never stepped foot on the court in.